gathered together, and we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for what you do for United Way and the gift of your talents, your time, and any of your resources. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have a short program this evening just to highlight some of the ways that your time, talent, and resources are benefiting the Harrisonburg United Way community. I apologize for no microphone, so if you're having problems hearing any of us, then just kind of give us this little ear, and we'll know to speak up to be able to. We genuinely want to tell you about the good work that's happening in our Harrisonburg-Rockingham County community. First of all, I want to make sure that I mention a big thanks to our sponsors, Miller Coors, Wells Fargo Advisors, F&M Bank, Lenhart Pettit, and of course to Crosskey for hosting our event again this year. What a wonderful venue. Of course, I can't go without saying, if you haven't made your leadership gift this year, there's certainly time to make your leadership gift. But you know, really, tonight is all about celebration, about what it means to live united here in our community. And it's right from the earliest start with our children, getting the right start, whether it be before birth, you know, to ensuring that they have what they need to be successes in life, to surrounding students, our young ones with all the social and emotional support that they need. You know, it's hard to be a kid these days. It's not like it was when we were little kids. And so how can we surround and support our children so that they can focus on the academics that they need to be successful in life? It's ensuring that families are financially stable. Again, it's not easy being a family these days. The needs are very great in our community. And then once those families are financially stable, they can obviously care for your children a little bit better. When you don't have that worry of how am I going to make the next payment, the next heat, the next meal, you can really focus on loving your children and being supportive in their growth, whether it be academically, socially, or emotionally. Medical care. You know, the work that we do in our community makes sure that our families and our children have access to the appropriate medical care. And again, you know, there are times when I think about my health personally, and it's easy to take something for granted until something happens just like that. And you know how quickly that can happen, and how much of a tragedy or risk it is to go without the proper medical care for any period of time. And you, obviously, without the generous support of you, again, in your time, your resources, and any of your gifts, your contributions, the time that you spend with our children, the time that you spend with our families, it takes a village, and it takes United Way, we believe, to make sure that we can accomplish the things that we do in our community. So tonight, we want to hear a little bit more about this from our community partners. To kick us off, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Leach, our Director of Business and Development. Go on!
Well, thank you all so much for being here this evening. Thank you, Anne, for that great introduction. Laura is actually homesick with strep throat. She sends her regards. She would much rather be here with you all than at home. Or at home sick. This event is actually really special to me because I came to this event last year before I had actually started working at United Way. I had accepted this position, but I hadn't actually started working. And so Laura was like, will you come meet a bunch of people in one evening and we'll just throw you in with both feet? And I said, of course I will. And I remember it was beautiful, it was a lovely day. If you were here last year, you remember Laura was very pregnant. And she was introducing me to many of you all, which was great. It was a little bit of a whirlwind. I apologize if I forgot your name after that day. And what I remember so distinctly about that event, this event last year, was leaving thinking, wow, I met so many different individuals from so many different I met directors of nonprofits that I had never heard of. I met individuals who worked in the poultry industry, manufacturing, and at banks. I saw familiar faces from the university where I had worked previously and other universities in this community. And I left thinking, what a special organization that brings together all of these different individuals who maybe wouldn't have met in any other way. And I really think that speaks to the heart of what United Way does and what we do with this organization. We're really looking to be the connector and convener of this community, that we are pulling together all the different pieces that make our Harrisonburg and Rockingham County community so great. So this year we've talked a lot about what does it take to live united, and what the different pieces are in a community that help us live united. And tonight we really want to share with you one example. We want to focus on the life of a child and what it would take to live united for the children in our community. So we're going to have a couple of speakers come up and share what that would look like. But we all know that the life of a child starts before they're born. So it's my pleasure to introduce Kathy Banks, Director of Smart Beginnings of the Shenandoah Valley, who's going to share her piece about what it takes to live united.
Good evening, everyone. I, like United Way, am very excited to share with you what Smart Beginnings does. Smart Beginnings is very much a convener and a connector of entities that you wouldn't really think of. If I was to tell you, Smart Beginnings is about kindergarten readiness, you would say, okay, so that means pre-K childcare. No, we're going to go back. Okay, so 2-year-olds. No, we're going to go back. So let's go back to before a child is even born. When I moved to the Shenandoah Valley, which was May of last year, I was moving here with the understanding that statistically, women did not receive prenatal care until they were 23 weeks pregnant. I've been pregnant twice. That's a long time to go without prenatal care. So how can we help that? How can we make that happen? So we brought together around the table everyone in Harrisonburg and Rockingham and the surrounding counties that actually provide prenatal care to young children, to their families and to the mothers. And what we found out was it was one phrase that prevented prenatal care from happening before 23 weeks. And that phrase was, okay, you can make your doctor's appointment now. That phrase was something that happened in a Medicaid office when mothers were applying for Medicaid, for health insurance, for making sure that their family and their child is taken care of while they were growing. So through that connection, we were able to, in the last fall, actually change that statistic. It'll take a couple of years before that statistic comes out on any statistic radar, but what we were able to do was change the course of what happens in mothers that are expecting children in Harrisonburg and Rockingham County by just that one phrase. Okay, you can make your doctor's appointment now. And mothers were able to make their doctor's appointment not when their Medicaid application was approved, but as soon as they went and applied for it. That happened by having a connector, much like the United Way. Smart Beginnings connects entities that may not have thought about it before because they're thinking about their own silos and what they're doing. We work very much to make sure that all of our children, from prenatal till the age of 5, have what they need in order to be successful for kindergarten and the life ahead of them. We work with child care providers, we work with health entities, and we work with parenting groups and parent educators to make sure that all of our community has what they need so that they can be successful, not only in kindergarten, but in their entire life. Thank you so much for what you do for United Way, because it's through what you do in giving to United Way and supporting United Way that Smart Beginnings can live united.
one of the things that, as a school counselor, I get to be a part of and get to kind of spearhead. And we usually have about 70 students at the beginning of the year that I'm able to provide a backpack with the age-appropriate, grade-level appropriate supplies for them to take to their classroom that first day of school. Kids who might not be able to do that otherwise because their families are large or their families are impoverished. As Ann was saying, families today have so many stressors, and so many of our families live just on the brink all the time of anything that you can imagine happening to them. And to have a family of 5 children have to go out and get that long supply list is very, very intimidating. And for kids to be able to come in the first day of school with their backpack and their supplies, just like everybody else, it levels that playing field, and it just gives them a really good start. And as we have kids come in throughout the year, we have a lot of students coming from other countries who are, families just coming to our country and into our area who, trying to go to Walmart and buy your school supplies for your 5 kids in the middle of the school year, where is it even? It's not even there. To be able to say, I need some help with this, and for us to be able to provide it is so amazing. Just the joy on a kid's face when I hand them their backpack and they see their crayons and their markers and their notebooks, and it's just thrilling for them, which to my children, they would just take that for granted to a degree, but for the students that we provide these supplies for, it is the world. It is so amazing for them. And if a kid has a backpack that breaks, they just come to me. I have a backpack for you. Teachers who halfway through the year we run out of glue because I believe kids eat glue. I really think that we're able to give that to them so the teachers don't have to go out and spend their money to buy glue for their classrooms. And we're just able to do all those things for them. And crayons break, and we're able to, hey, here, have some crayons. Have a fresh crayon. It's so nice. And it means very much to our children, our parents, and our teachers, our staff. So thank you very much for everything you do for United Way, and especially for Stuff the Bus. We appreciate it very much.
There are so many important milestones that students face as they are transitioning through their school years. One of those big ones happens in 3rd grade, when students are moving from learning to read to reading to learn. In 2013, we started the We Read to Succeed community-wide literacy initiative to help bring together different partners in this community to talk about the issues that face our students surrounding literacy. One of those vital partners has been Massanutten Regional Library. So it's my pleasure to introduce Michael Evans, the Director of Advancement at Massanutten Regional Library, who's going to share his piece of what it takes to live united.
About 2 years ago, Laura, Tony Holsinger invited me out to coffee, and I met her for the first time, and we talked about all the things that we'd like to see happen with literacy in the community. And I had just been at Massanutten Regional Library for about 6 months of that period, and I was very excited, but there wasn't much. I didn't know where to start, and she invited me to join this little group that she had called We Read to Succeed. She said, you should really come to the We Read to Succeed Advisory Board meeting. And I started going to the board meetings in August of 2015, and the thing about that is that it brings together leaders from education, from nonprofits, from the business world, folks in our community who are dedicated to supporting literacy all the way from pre-K, from infancy all the way through graduation from high school. And it has just been wonderful to make these connections. It has been wonderful to sit across the table from other folks. Marianne Elcher is here. She's been a great leader for us the whole time that I've been there, putting together these networks that lets community organizations do more together than they could do by themselves. I mean, I mentioned silos a little bit earlier, and I think that this has been one of those groups that has broken down the silos of so much of what we have that's available in this community already, and has put the pieces together. The one example that comes to mind at the first meeting I was at, Kim Tate from Rockingham County Public Schools asked me why her kids couldn't all have library cards, her students couldn't all have library cards. And I didn't know the answer to that. So through discussions both in the library and with the public schools, the library came up with a program that we called the Student Access Card. We launched that this past November with Rockingham County and Harrisonburg City Schools. The Student Access Card gives a valid library card number to every student in the public schools that allows them to access all of our online content. We expanded that into Page County in January. Page County had nothing like that. Harrisonburg and Rockingham have databases that they provide. Page County has nothing, so that is their database for them. But that is something that would not exist if it were not for We Read to Succeed, and if it were not for your support of United Way and the work that they do by seeing the big picture and seeing how it all fits together without having to sit there and everybody squabble over who gets to take credit. I'll just finish with one of the things that was on the bottom of the first agenda that I had from the first meeting was a quote by John Wooden that said, and I probably am paraphrasing, that it's amazing what you can get done when you're not worried about who's taking credit for it. And that's the United Way for us, and it's been really a wonderful partnership. Thank you for everything you do.
So as you can see, United Way's role in all of this is bring together all of these different pieces to support the life of a child in this community. But as many of you all know, it doesn't stop there. Living United takes all of us. Each and every person in this community, every family, deserves that same opportunity. You never know at what point in your life you're going to need a United Way program, and I'm so thankful for Kathy and Angie and Michael to all share their piece of what it takes to live united. So let's give it up for them one more time. We also know that living united means recognizing where you've come from. So this year we are really excited to, this upcoming year, we're really excited to celebrate our 60th anniversary and celebrate all of the great and rich history that we have in this community. A big thank you to Gary Kaleo, who is chairing our 60th anniversary committee this year. Thank you, Gary. So I'll point something out. In the back corner here, we actually have signs that look like this that say, "It takes place to live united." Every piece of the puzzle is important, and so we want you all to take a moment to fill out what you think it takes to live united. This is actually going to be a really special part of our 60th anniversary campaign. We're going to use your answers to create a marketing piece that we'll use all throughout our 60th anniversary celebration. So please make sure to go back there, fill those out, leave them for us, but we do have a great photographer here, Roger. Thank you for being here. We will take your picture and we will post those on Facebook, so you can look out for those later this week. And lastly, it's my pleasure to introduce one of our awesome board members, Jonah Pence, who is going to wrap up the evening. So, everyone welcome to Jonah.
Well, good evening, everybody. What a great turnout, and what a great event for this evening. I have the pleasure to conclude tonight, but also have the task of the call to action. So everybody want to hang on to their wallets and their pocketbooks real quick? No, I'm just joking. This is a celebration, okay? I do have one request tonight, though, and that is I want each of you to please, after this evening concludes, find one person that you wouldn't, normally talk to about United Way, and just tell them why you believe in United Way. Obviously, you're here for a reason, and it's not just financial. It's all the volunteer hours. I can look around here, and I know that you guys give money, time, and effort in what you do, and leadership. Your story about why you believe in United Way 10 years ago through my employer. I just got engaged with United Way. It was supposed to be a 3-month commitment as an account manager, working with campaign coordinators on their events to set up with their campaigns. But really, what has kept me going forward with United Way, whether it's the ambassador committee, the certification team, being campaign co-chair, board member, whatever. I know that in this room we've all done a lot of different things with United Way, but it strictly goes back to our community partners and our nonprofits that we support. We've heard great examples here tonight, but I don't think that everybody fully understands what all United Way does, what United Way brings together, and that's Harrisonburg, Rockingham County, our community that comes together because of United Way. So please go out and tell your story. Tell what you do. If there's a particular nonprofit that sticks out in your mind, tell the good things that are going. I was blown away when I first got involved with United Way. I had no clue that we had this many nonprofits right here in our area supporting so many different things that are so vital, and there's so many people that are in need. I think we're all aware of these nonprofits that might not survive otherwise without United Way. We know a few that recently do not have funding, and there's a lot of risk there. They're going to rely on United Way even more now. So please, please go out, tell your story. Why do you believe in United Way? We thank you so much for your support. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for having a great evening. We want to thank Linhart Pettit, Wells Fargo Advisors, F&M Bank, and Miller Coors for sponsoring this event, but mainly everybody that came tonight, because it's not only your financial gifts, it's your leadership in our community. People see you volunteering. People see you giving back to United Way. That makes a huge difference. Thank you so much.